weather. Kara?
Great, thank you. Time now 6:51. Statistics show bullying and cyberbullying is on the rise. I'd like to welcome motivational speaker Dawn DePaula to Good Morning South Florida. Dawn, we appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. Now, you specialize in identifying and also helping children deal with bullies. You're a former Miss Florida, a former Miss United States. Very impressive. Tell me how you use your personal experiences to teach these lessons to children.
Sure. I was bullied as a 13-year-old middle school, and I was targeted because of the way that I presented myself. I was very shy, very awkward, and like a lot of kids, just going through a lot of changes in my life. And I was often targeted by bullies and beat up and humiliated and excluded. And so I sort of learned as I grew up that there were things that I could do to get respect from people in the way that I presented myself. So what I do when I go into schools is teach kids that there's things that they can do to get respect, to have good posture, to make eye contact, to speak up for themselves, and to really challenge themselves to be strong and dignified rather than hiding, because that's sort of what bullies look for.
And one of the things you believe in is body language, teaching children to use the proper type of body language to fend off these bullies. Elaborate on that.
Well, I'm not saying that because a child has poor body language that they deserve to be bullied, but I just think that it's important that you should present yourself in a way that gets you respect. I mean, when you travel and you go to a foreign country, they say, don't look lost so you're not targeted by a criminal. So it's the same concept when you're in school. You have to look like you have a purpose and that you believe in yourself and that you're worthy of respect.
I like that idea. Now, you expose the mindset of bullies for these kids. How can this help people deal with this growing trend that we're seeing in our schools?
A lot of kids sort of give their power away to the bullies. It just takes one, and then a few kids sort of join in, and kids sort of go along with that. And what we try to do when we go into the schools is expose the mindset of a bully, that bullies will look for the weakest person, the shyest person. They're not going to scan a room and look for someone who's cool, who's tough, who's strong. And so when kids know that and they understand that, it's a little more empowering to them going into it.
And you believe in the buddy system.
Yes, yes. Kids need to speak up and stand up for each other, because really they have to realize they have so much more power than they know. It really just takes one bully to cause a ripple effect. But when you actually see, by show of hands in the schools, and you ask kids, well, who agrees that we should all have a safe, supportive environment for all of us to go to school? Well, you'll see everyone stand up. No one really wants to tolerate a bully, but they sort of go along. So kids have to know that they have power collectively.
And Dawn, you work a lot in the Palm Beach County school system. What are you seeing there?
I'm seeing kids that are, honestly, they're crying when I go to these assemblies. Kids are really sharing with me. They're feeling the pain of the cyberbullying, of the gossip and rumors that get spread, and of people harassing them at school. It's going to affect a child. It's going to affect their schoolwork. It's not something that they can just ignore.
And what is your advice to parents who are dealing with kids who are being cyberbullied?
They really need to report it to officials and school authorities. There are so many resources in place right now. The Palm Beach County School District is doing so much. The Department of Safe Schools, they're doing so much to handle this situation. So there are so many resources. Kids can call 211, or they can visit 211.org, and they can talk to a trusted counselor over the phone that can give them all kinds of resources to deal with it.
Well,
but it's important to report it. So
great advice and good advice for parents this morning. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks
if you'd like more advice on Dawn, head to our website, cbs12.com/links. Dawn also is available to speakers at your school. Head to our website so you can learn more about that. We're back in a moment.